Hey everybody, it's your friend Kevin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is Sunday, the 15th of October, 2023, and this is your card of the day. All right, so we are using Angel Wisdom Tarot by Radleigh Valentine this week. Images by Dan Craig. And listen, I like the way that this has a little saying inside the box. Thank you, angels, for guiding my path every day. Now, I've done a shuffle of these cards to shuffle out the week and anything else that was in them, but we're also going to pick an Archangel of the week. Now, I did something different with this deck. Is I usually alternate them between Archangel Power Tarot and Angel Tarot, and so just for today I shuffled them up, mixed them all up, so we'll see what we get. I'm going to count out 15 cards for today's date. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Here's the 15th card. Let's all those back together. The Sun card, Archangel Uriel. Oh, thank goodness for that. Number 19. Yeah, I think this card is going to be perfect for this week, particularly since we are kind of in the eclipse season, the effects of the eclipse, and we can look at this as life's wonderful, thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. Even if you are experiencing some difficult, challenging times, just go through them with inspiring success. Look at each one as where is the success. And there's no accident that I pulled these two isms today. Every moment of my life is filled with miracles, and I love watching how the universe just makes things happen. You know, we don't always think in terms of how powerful the universe is, how big and inspirational the energy of the universe is, and how things are constantly working for our highest good. Particularly when we're facing adversity and some difficulties, we look at it saying, well, why did this happen? Because you're on the way for something else to happen. You're on the way to something better coming. That's the way I look at it. All right, so great Father in the sky, loving, kind Mother in the earth, angels, ancestors for all four corners and all realms, I welcome you to this space, and I give thanks for your blessing of a reading. I set the intention to see, to feel, to hear, and to know your sacred words and convey this message in such a way that it enlightens and inspires and heals everyone who comes for your message. So be it, so shall it be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. La 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 la. Here we go. Here's the card of the day. Wow, okay. Oh, I like this card so much so. This is the 8 of water. Actually, the 8 of air. It goes with the number 12 card in the major arcana. It's a bit about awakening. It is looking at things fully, which goes with the Sun card. The illusion of entrapment, the lack of self-confidence that makes you feel helpless, being afraid to take action, take responsibility for your life right now. The Archangel Shamuel is here with Archangel Uriel here. You might be feeling, or you may have been feeling, a little trapped, a little stuck. But what I'm also here to tell you is you've got the blindfold on yourself. You're the one that put your hands behind your back, put your blindfold over your eyes. You're not seeing the big picture. And you're maybe not listening to that inner voice that's been telling you for a while, listen, you need to walk away. You need to run away. You need to look through a different window. You need to put on some different clothes. You need to probably think of things differently. Archangel Samuel is our friend in this particular card. He comes and basically says, listen, I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to bring harmonious relationships into your life. I'm going to make the relationships you've already got harmonious. And if they're not, it's time for you to change. It's basically a little progression of the Dreamer card in the very beginning. And this situation will require help from past languages of the divine, using the Archangel Samuel to get a better view of what's in front of you. Now that is a card of the Awakening card, or the Hangman card. This also goes with the 8 of air. Sorry, I said it was the 8 of water. You've got to turn the ego off today. Got to turn down that chit-chat voice that says we're hurt. What about me? You've got to turn that off a little bit, because you can't really hear the words of the divine while your mind is filling up with past programming. Use your determination and your confidence to bring about change. Bring about change in your circumstances, bring about change in relationships, bring about change in anything that you want. You've got to believe in yourself. And you've got to take responsibility for your life. You have, which is what this blindfold's all about. It really isn't. The gate's open. There's no sword pointing at her. It's pointing downward. It's like we can't get out of our own way for seeing the problems that we think are really here. There aren't any problems. You know, it's like you may have come across someone who might have made a decision about themselves with confidence, and they may have decided that this, whatever it is they want to do, they're going to do it. And that might affect what you do. But then you should make your choice with confidence too. So if you've been feeling helpless, or you've been feeling confused, maybe you've been seeing yourself as a bit of a victim, perhaps you've been afraid, you've got fear coming up, that's all ego-based, and it's got to be stamped out if you want to move forward. You've got to take back your power. You've got to sort of pull down that inner confidence. Your ability, or your your ability, your strength to be able to see things clearly is based upon your willingness to do it, your willingness to take action, your willingness to take charge. And this is where you allow, or at least this is where you choose Archangel Samuel to come in, particularly since we've got Archangel Uriel with these great epiphanies, showing you the light, showing you what's in front of you. Now, what I will say about this and this combination, because I'm getting some information, let me go over to this camera. What I want to say about this combination of cards, they're both, Samuel and Uriel work so well together. It is so easy to get into the muck and the mire of life when what seems to be going on around us everywhere is just, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, oh my goodness. I mean, I know myself in the last 2 or 3 days, I have been bombarded with it a little bit. Now, when I look at it the way these two are saying, look at it, you're not bombarded. You did your best. You put your best foot forward. You tried everything you needed to try to see if it would work. And it's other people's problems that seep in. I was listening to somebody who was talking about being a spiritual warrior or a spiritual or light worker. You know, when there is an over amount of frustrating, negative, difficult, tough, polluted, awkward energy out there, right? All coming in here. And we happen to be the light. We happen to be the life. We happen to be the love. We happen to be all of those wonderful things. It's a bit like Klingons. People want it. They're drawn to it. That's kind of sort of what we're about in a way. But I should say, and it doesn't mean that we have to absorb it, take it on, and start believing it. The subtlety of the ego, which is fear, is going to creep in and start pulling at our own sense of weakness, our own sense of lack of self-confidence. You might notice that other people's stories, the ones that are not quite so bright and beautiful, start pulling at the stories that we have worked so hard on dissolving. Let this be a reminder, people, my friends, I love you. Love is at one end of the bookshelf. Fear is at the other end of the bookshelf. And wherever love is present, fear is a complete and utter stranger. We must buy into what makes us feel lovely, what makes us look lovely, what makes us feel lively, what makes us look lively, and that becomes the energy that we lift up. And so it's easy to get stuck in that stuff. I mean, whenever we do readings for people, it's always this, or it's this, or it's this, or it's shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. And lots of times when we're in the energy of people and it's filling us up and it's pulling us down, it's very easy to get stuck in the cocoon of, I got to retreat. I got to shut myself in the cupboard. I got to pull down the covers. I got to retreat. And that's great. That is so good and it's so helpful, healthy and helpful for us. What's important, what I'm realizing and what I'm sharing with you, because when I learn something, I'm going to pass it on. What's important is to sort of take a spiritual bath. You can even take a physical bath, if that makes sense. We get under the shower and, while that water is raining down, you just feel all that gook and goo of stuff washing down the drain. And if that's not possible, well, let's face it, we don't want to get in the shower 24/7. I mean, we'd live in there. It might be listen to some music, get your toe tapping, get some movement going on. This is why the 3 elements of yoga, meditation, asana, exercise, and inquiry are so important. Shaking it up, going for a walk with your angels, doing a little jog, doing a little jig, any of that stuff is really important. And I feel like I'm so excited that we've got Archangel Uriel and the Sun card all week long to lift off that stuff. People are going to be going through some things, my friends. People are going to be going through their epiphanies. They're going to be going through their nights of the soul. I've listened to quite a few spiritual folks who are up against it. What I know for sure, that those of us that are sensitive, those of us that pull in the energy of others in order to try to transpose it, transform it, and change it, will become physically sick. We'll have physical ailments if we do not learn how to neutralize it, dissipate it, take the blindfolds off, dance in place. So I am super, super excited this week that Archangel Uriel and the sunshine has come up this week to hold us up with every single card that pops up this week. That card. And if you add up 19, 1 and 9 comes to 2. It reduces to 2. And 2 is keep going, 1 foot in front of the other, and don't be afraid to ask for help. Just this morning I was making the dog's breakfast and 444 came up on the timer clock. Yeah, 4:44 a.m. For those of you, I'm up with the vampires. And I was reminded that don't worry, stop worrying. Things are going to work out. Things are going to be just fine. You just need to keep going. Keep going with what you're doing. Best foot forward, heart forward. Yes, we're going to sit down and we're going to maybe fall down. We're going to wobble a little bit. Of course, we're going to do that. But at some point or another, we've got to take that blindfold off. We've got to put our best foot forward. And even if accidentally we've tucked our underwear into our pants or our skirt, whatever, it's somehow got to lift it up. We do have to lift it up. This has been so good for me. Every single moment of your life needs to be filled up with miracles, and you should love watching how the universe will switch it and change it. What I want you to do is get in the driving seat and put those windshield wipers on and clear off the rain, the snow, the drizzle, the mess that you've got going on out there, and see it. I watched a very inspirational movie this morning early because I couldn't sleep. Eclipse. I don't even know what to make of all that. But Robin Williams was on it. It was an inspirational video. I'll see if I put the link in the description below. It was amazingly wonderful. He was talking about seeing the bigger picture and getting the bigger picture and seeing how so many folks get into their human spirit, get into that spirit that puts us here to begin with, gets into that amazing spirit that we have and that we've got. It isn't about you. It isn't about me. It is about all of us. All of us. And we're all a species that unfortunately are endangered right now. It's up to us to keep that going. We came here for a purpose. Let's liven up and do it. I love you all so much. It thrills me to watch these numbers climb, these subscription numbers climb. And I'm even more thrilled when I get your comments. So until tomorrow, big hugs, big kisses. Take your blindfold off. Put your tap dancing shoes on. And go out there and have at it. Bye for now.